Welcome back to another wild adventure. I'm a long way from home in remote Cape York with one main goal in mind, and that's to find the giant saltwater crocodile. But I've only got the next 3 days to find this prehistoric reptile, so strap in because we're heading straight into the thick of it. Righto, now crocodiles are extremely dangerous animals if you don't know what you're doing like myself. So I've got my good mate and croc expert Brodie Moloney along with me today, and he's going to help us find some crocs safely. Check them out. How long have you been working with crocs, Brodie?
I've been working with crocodiles for probably about 8-9 years now, in captivity and in the wild.
What kind of species of crocs do we have in this area?
So we've got two species in this part of Cape York. So we have freshwater crocodiles, they're the smaller guys, and then the saltwater crocs, which can potentially get up to 6 meters long. The biggest one they ever recorded officially was one they caught in the Philippines. It was a saltwater croc, 6 meters, 17 centimeters, weighed over 1 ton in weight. Unfortunately, that one passed away, just poor husbandry when they brought it into captivity, too much stress, unfortunately. So the biggest one alive today is 5.48 meters on Green Island. His name's Cassius.
Might meet him one day.
Maybe.
And so out here, the goal is to find the biggest croc we can. Do you have high hopes we can find a decent sized croc in this area?
I'll give us about maybe a 60-70% chance of finding a 4.5, 5 meter croc.
What's sort of your obsession with crocs? What keeps bringing you out here?
I don't know. I get this question a bit and I don't have a real proper answer for it, but I just always liked them and drawn to them, and I suppose the coming to a place like this where you got to abide by their rules is kind of cool to me. You know,
yeah, definitely.
You're not the top predator here. If you don't play by their rules by staying back from the water, well, you're going to be lunch.
Exactly. I'm going to get a little deeper into the bush here, try and find some, and see how we go, eh?
Sounds good. Yeah, so he's come up here. He's probably done a high walk. So they lift their whole body up out of the water. He's come right up here. He's sat up here. He's done a U-turn. He's taking a little doo-doo there. And then you can see where the belly slide is is smooth, and it goes back down into the water. He's 3.5, maybe 4 meters long.
Wow.
Judging by his side.
And judging by his shit, that looks like a decent sized croc to me. And he could be anywhere right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely anywhere. We wouldn't know it. So this right here is an active bowerbird nest. You can see it collects heaps of white coloured stuff. There's actually a pig tusk right here. Look at that. And there's some of the croc crap, other bits and pieces. And just behind you can see an old one. It's not getting used anymore, but they make these really structurally sound, so it hasn't even been washed away by the wet season. Bird will be back here this afternoon, tomorrow morning and stuff, so we'll leave it alone, but the first one I've seen, so it's pretty awesome. So this little water hole here, and on the other side of us, is holding a few tiny freshwater crocs. So we'll hide up under this tree, get the long lens out and see if we can capture their heads. There we go.
See a foot down there, and a tail,
yeah.
And then there's another foot there.
Yep.
There's the one head coming up. There's two long, there's two.
Look at that tiny one.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Oh, they're so small. How many do you reckon could be held up in just this little patch here?
Last time I was here, I counted about 15 crocodiles, but there could be more.
And how do you know that there isn't a big salty sitting right next to us?
Usually they wouldn't try to share the same body of water, but I'm still not going swimming.
Fair enough.
It's a little wallow down here. It's just outside of the edge of the water, so this crocodile is avoiding the bigger ones that's in here. And yeah, just staying nice and cool underneath this little branch. It's a pretty cool little spot. Probably about 2 meter croc, 2.5 meter croc.
Moving over there.
There's bubbles, there's a croc there.
Yeah. Croc there, you reckon?
If they keep moving on in front and bubbles pop up, that'll be a croc.
That's crazy to me that we're crossing here and it's 99% chance of a croc. Bubbles we just saw in there. There's a croc claw. Got a lot of camera gear in this bag. Alright, we're through. We're keeping loose track of the amount of crocs that we're going to come across over these 3 days. And this first little mission has seen us about 20-ish crocs, and not that far of a walk, so that's pretty exciting for what's to come the next couple of days. Brodie, mate, I noticed you got a rooftop tent here. What's the go with that? Because you told me to pack a swag, buddy. This is my bed for the night. Have you got room for me up here? Oh, it's gonna be a long night. Alright, this morning's mission is to try and get a jack. We got a bit of tidal creek here. Something's just spooked. We're just gonna have a bit of fun, see if we can catch a jack. We can't chase barramundi because it's in the off season, so I got this lure on for the jacks. Find a little spot to flick here, eh? Try not to fall in. Big bone.
Yeah, see the teeth mark in it.
So
And crocs had a chew.
So for the viewers at home, watching us fish next to the bank here, what's sort of like the rule of thumb for how close we can stand, or just croc safety while fishing?
So as a general rule, you want to be about 5 meters back from the water's edge. Never go into the water, of course. That's where most crocodile attacks happen, when people are actually swimming in the water with the crocodiles.
Yeah, okay.
But if you're 5 meters back, you know, a big one jumps out, it gives you a head start, and then you can run off the other way.
Because they're not very fast on land, hey?
They're not going to run you down, no. Use trees, use rocks as barriers, you know.
And obviously just not get caught up in the fishing, eh? Getting distracted. That's where people go wrong, isn't it?
Stay alert.
Yep.
Always check your surroundings.
That's it.
Yeah.
So we look close to the bank here, but like I've had a look over and that's all shallow through there. So I was standing on that bit because I know crocs sort of can't come from behind. And I don't know what's in here, but I'm keeping my distance.
I don't film this.
Thought you told me there were jacks here, mate.
Slow and steady.
Not quite the target species, but I guess we can say a fish has been caught this trip. So we've just come across this giant magnetic termite mound.
Now, if you actually put a compass on them, it will read dead north to south. Nobody could really figure it out for a while of what it meant.
Yeah.
But then they came up with a theory that during the heat of the day, because it's 40 degrees out
It's
here,
hot as right now.
when it's the hottest part, it's the thinnest part of the actual termite mound itself. So the termites will stay cooler. In the early morning, it'll catch the morning sun, and it'll sort of heat the mound up, keep it at a constant temperature. Heat of the day, not so much heat,
Yeah.
and in the afternoon, you'll get a little bit more heat. So it stays roughly around the same temperature, yeah.
And we've passed like thousands of them coming in, but this one stands out from the rest. It's almost sitting as high as that tree behind. It's solid too. You don't think, but yeah, you'd break your hand trying to punch through that. It's very solid. So I think this one's been here a couple of years or something, eh?
Probably close to 50 years at least. Maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
50
start
years?
off like this big, and then
Yeah.
it takes them a long time for them to get to this size. It could be older, yeah.
It's incredible, eh? That's the magnetic termite for you. So Brodie and I were just walking across this bank here, looking for crocs, and we stepped over this. I wouldn't have a clue in the world what this is, but apparently this is a croc hairball. So basically they struggle to digest hair, hooves and things like that, and it accumulates in their stomach and they end up coughing up basically a hairball. So this is a whole chunk of pig hair that was in a croc's gut that I'm holding in my hand right now, which is, I didn't know crocs did that. That's insane. So there you go. You're learning something different every day, but right there, that's a croc hairball. All right, night two's set up. It's pretty strategic right here. Got the swag behind Brodie's rooftop tent. Bastard. And I'll show you guys the creek. It's pretty awesome here. The sun will be setting soon, so we'll get the drone up and have a look around. But a few years ago, there were some big crocs chilling right over here. Water's quite low at the moment, but it's a pretty cool little lagoon. Just here, how's the big croc? And then up over there was another big one. Pretty cocky one I've heard too, so that kind of happens when they get fed and they get a bit cocky, but I think there's good fishing all throughout here, so we're just setting up camp early, chill out for a little bit, and then we might take the rods or go check out the sunset, do something fun like that. But yeah, this is our last night, so hopefully tomorrow we can find the big croc that we're looking for. That's the plan anyway. Have a go at this. We're on a little hike to find a lagoon. Could be some more crocs. But the sun's starting to set and we're just on a big plain here full of those magnetic termite hills. See one right in front of me here. I think we're going to catch that sunset perfectly too on the way back, but I reckon we may be in for a couple more crocs up ahead. Just being a little bit cautious there, because there's a few bulls. Don't want to get charged in the open plain here, but we've found the little lagoon we're looking for, so could be some crocs. Might get the drone up and have a suss. Looks promising. Well, there we go. The hike was worth it to that spot, eh? That was a cracker croc. I think we can top that tomorrow morning. We're gonna have a look, but that's the biggest croc we've seen so far. We're steaming back to camp now, sun's setting. We don't want to lose that light, but that was absolutely awesome.
Pressure's on for me to find a bigger one, eh?
Yeah, mate. You gotta come through with the goods. I reckon we can top it.
See how we go.
He's looking. We've got a dingo. He's heading the other way. Brodie's actually been stalked by dingoes before on his own, so sort of checking back and forth. But there's one scooting over there. Kind of looks like Vixie, I won't even lie. Right, we're walking the banks here looking for crocs tonight, and we've come across this big python. Just chilling right now, but it's the second snake we've seen this trip. We actually just passed a big water rat. So this guy, definitely be on the menu for him, but he's just cruising along looking for a feed. They're constrictors, so they'll bite. They've got heaps of backwards facing teeth. So the prey can't escape, and then they just wrap them up and pretty much squeeze the life out of them and then swallow them whole. So yeah, it's a pretty epic snake. It's just dead still, but we'll leave him alone and keep looking for crocs, eh? See ya, buddy. There he goes. Just walked a bit further down the bank. There's a shallow section up ahead, which looks like a pretty decent sized salty sitting in it, so might be worth getting the drone up nice and high. Have a look at this fella.
If it's a croc, and I'm pretty sure it is.
It could be a rock.
4.5 meters, but I know this spot and there was a very large one here a couple months ago, so I don't know if it's him. It kind of looks like he's got scars on his back if it's a croc.
Okay, could be worth a look. Keep quiet.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I'm seeing 1,
Oh, yeah,
2,
13
3,
down the bottom.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Look at that! Oh, dude! There's a big croc sitting right there.
Yeah, that could be a mature female, and then that
Yeah.
sit next to the male. Because we're in breeding season and the waterways are constricted, they're sharing the water a lot more than what they would be in wet season.
Dude, this is insane. This is what we made the trip up here for. That's a decent croc. A saltwater crocodile at this size could well and truly eat a human being if it gave it the opportunity to, so there's no way a croc could get this size being friendly, that's for sure.
So when they swim through the water, they tuck their legs along the side of their body, use their tail as propulsion, head controls where they go.
Yeah, right.
But they're close to neutrally buoyant like a fish, so only with little adjustments they can go up and down in the water. But sitting there afloat's really easy for them.
And look how close it is to the bank too, like if you're standing there or you're fishing.
You'd have no idea that crocodile.
No idea.
That's a pretty big croc, eh? That's a 4.5 meter crocodile.
Is that the one we're chasing?
Yeah, that's a big male.
We're looking back at the drone footage now, and there were 2 crocs. I went past one to follow the other one that was moving on, and it's a lot bigger than we first thought.
I thought it was a female from where I was sitting, but this croc is way bigger. This is 4.5 meters.
4.5 meter croc.
And he's got a massive bite on his tail. He's got like proper jowls like around his neck. He's in great condition. That's the dominant croc of that section. Go to the first video you had where they were all sitting on the rock bar, because there could be 2 males in this. This one looks even bigger.
That's what I thought. That was a big croc.
He must have the bite on his back.
Which we found at the end before the drone cut out.
That is some of the sickest footage that I've fucking seen. Like you never see that. Like 2 big males in the Northern Territory maybe, but in Cape York, like getting footage like that's pretty freaking rare. Like that's this other one might be bigger. He's definitely fatter, in better condition. So
right next to each other, eh? Do you reckon they could have had a bust up a bit earlier, or
they may have been like one of them might have
having a crack at each other?
Yeah. or he's pushed him up and he was just, yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah, I'm speechless, mate.
Well, there you go. That's what we came out here to find.
Mission accomplished.
We've done it. That's awesome.
We're so lucky, eh?
How long you been coming here? Looking for crocs?
Oh, years.
Years.
And years, but that, like, and you look at it from here and you can't see squat.
Nah.
Like,
We're just sitting under a tree here and we're filming 150 meters down that way. We just witnessed that on the drone from a safe distance, but right in the thick of it, eh? It's incredible. Stay safe with the crocs, mate.
no worries.
Appreciate that.
Pleasure showing you around.